Hello, and welcome to the next learning module on cinematic animation. In this video, I will provide you with a definition of animation and look at some of the main styles of animation. Let's start with the definition. Now, animation is defined as a motion picture that is created by projecting a series of images, drawings, or computer-generated graphics to create the illusion of movement. Let's take a look at the earliest example of animation in film history, known as Gertie the Dinosaur by Winsor McCay in 1914. Now, this was accomplished by drawing out thousands of images on paper with pencil of the dinosaur in action. Let's now take a look at the different styles and techniques used in animation. We'll start with line animation. Line animation is simply accomplished by drawing or painting on sheets of paper. An example of this would be Don Hertzfeldt's Rejected. Cell animation is accomplished by drawing or painting on multiple layers of clear plastic sheets, which are then laid over a static background. An example of this is the Warner Brothers Looney Tunes animation. Rotoscoping involves tracing over live action movement frame by frame. Examples of this are A Scanner Darkly, and the earliest example of this was accomplished in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs by Walt Disney in 1937. Stop motion is a broad term in the world of animation, but generally speaking, it's animation captured one frame at a time with physical objects that are moved between frames. Let's take a look at some of the different types of stop motion animation. Claymation involves the use of clay materials, sometimes with a wire skeleton, to simulate motion. Wallace and Gromit is an example of this. Cutout or graphic animation uses two-dimensional drawings, photographs, newspaper images, or whatever, to simulate motion filmed one frame at a time. Examples of this are South Park and Terry Gilliam's animation from Monty Python's Flying Circus. Silhouette animation is a variation of cutout animation where two-dimensional objects are backlit, producing shadows to simulate motion. An example of this is The Adventures of Prince Ahmed in 1926. Model animation involves the use of three-dimensional objects to simulate motion in a particular setting. Examples of this would be the 1933 version of King Kong and Jason and the Argonauts in 1961. Puppet animation is very similar to model animation, except it specifically used puppets or marionettes to simulate motion. Examples of this would be The Nightmare Before Christmas and the television series Robot Chicken. Moving on to computer animation or CGI animation, this is the use of CGI bitmaps and vector graphics to produce animated 3D images. The earliest example of this in a major feature film is the film Tron. An example of modern 3D computer animation are the films in the Pixar cinematic universe. Then there's sand animation, which involves the use of sand and other granulated substances on top of a transparent lit surface to produce moving images. An example of this is Caroline Leaf's Peter and the Wolf. Pixelation is a type of stop-motion animation that animates real people or objects by repeatedly photographing them in slightly different poses. This example here is from the film Neighbors. Then there's anime, which is a very popular style of animation that originated in Japan. It's known for its distinct visual language and encompasses a wide range of genres from action and adventure to romance and fantasies. A popular example of this is the film Akira. A subset of anime is known as the Studio Ghibli films, like My Neighbor Totoro, as you see here. That concludes the cinematic animation tutorial video. It's now time for you to move on to the short film clip viewing assignment.